Okay, please. Please stop. Please stop with the emails, please stop with the tweets, please stop with the YouTube comments, the Instagrams, the DMs, the Snapchats, the live stream super chats. Please stop. I get it. I understand. Zoella'S got a new book out and you bastards want me to review it, and I will. However, before we get into that, if you are new to the channel, guys, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, why not tickle that bell, baby? It notifies you every time I upload one of these pieces of shit. Okay. Into the video. Last year, obviously, I had a huge issue with the advent calendar for one reason and one reason only, and that was the price tag, wasn't it? It was 50 smackaroonies! Okay, maybe I had 2 issues because the product was pathetic as well, wasn't it? It was pathetic. So instantly, I don't think this book is going to be nearly as wank as the calendar was, but we'll have to wait and see. I actually think a tenner for any book is way worth the money. So, well, not any book, obviously, not the pointless books. That'd be fucking mental. Time to review this magic. Now, the first thing I see when I look at this delightful cover, apart from Zoe herself, is this sticker right here. Now, I don't know if all copies are signed by Zoe or she just knew this one specifically would end up in my hands, but nonetheless, it's signed, so that's a nice touch. Now let's read the blurb. I have always loved having people over, and whenever someone comes to my house, I want to make sure they feel as at home there as they do in their own surroundings. So I simply ask them to take off their fucking filthy shoes in the grand hall next to the ivory statue of Nala. I added that bit, she didn't say that. Zoe goes on to add, such small things can mean so much to someone and make such a huge difference. True, but try telling that to fucking Alfie. You give that cunt a quid and he acts like you've just shot a baby in the face with a rifle. God. And finally she finishes the blurb with, any occasion, any event, celebrate it. Always. I mean, the Holocaust was an event. Technically, I wouldn't celebrate that if I were you. Hitler's halfway through mass genocide and Zoella rocks up with a party popper and a tray of vol au vents. Right, let's get in the book, shall we? Right, okay. Oh, there's the ciggy. Love that, love that. And we move on, you've got the title page, which is lovely. And then you've got another exact same title page, just this one's in yellow. That's 2 pages down already for a tenner. This is a nice touch. The book is actually separated into 4 quarters. You've got spring, summer, autumn and winter. A quarter for every season. I like it, Z-Dog. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so the first thing I've seen is a spring to-do list. Okay, so these are some of the things on the to-do list in spring. The first thing says, open windows and doors to let in spring air. Remember to inhale oxygen. Check. Buy some new houseplants, I guess that's a good one. Throw an Easter egg hunt. Restock the pantry. Restock the pantry. So nonchalant about that. Yeah, everyone's got a pantry. Of course, yes, I need to restock the pantry. Just after I find one human that owns a fucking pantry. I do everything in this shed, and they've got a room specifically to keep scones. I mean, there's recipes for all sorts. Cornflake cakes, Rice Krispie things, just in case you happen to skip cooking class in year 4. There's loads. Oh, decent. There's actually a double-page spread on it, all about flower arranging. Like, how do you actually arrange flowers? Is it type, colour, scent, size? I don't get it. Maybe I'll learn. Come on. Make sure that the weight of the flowers won't topple over the vase. I mean, that tip essentially just translates to, if the vase is horizontal with soil and water all across the table, you fucked it. There's a segment here called Getting the Most Out of Your Walk. Great, we're learning to walk here. Okay, bring a camera, check. Take a flask, and then in brackets it says, good drinks to pack into a flask include hot chocolate, cranberry and apple juice. How are they specifically good drinks for a flask? Isn't all liquid the same, really? Again, to me, that just translates to liquid goes in flasks. Other tips when going out on a walk, take an umbrella as the weather can be unpredictable. Cheers, Jeff. And finally, the last tip is layer up, which essentially just means fucking dress yourself. We're learning a lot here, aren't we? Every day's a school day. Halloumi, yeah, was always going to be in there. Hummus, yeah, another obvious one. Just waiting for the avocado now. Oh, there's a bit in here about birthday parties, right? And it says that, oh God, is this real? It says if you're throwing a birthday party but don't have enough time to send all the invites out, create an event on social media. Who would have thunk it? But me, I bet Mark Zuckerberg's quaking. He didn't want that rabbit out of the hat. There's a bit here about how to make paper chains. You know, when you cut the strips and you put them in the, and you hang them up. Double page spread on that one. So, lots to learn. Okay, that's spring done. Now we're on to summer. It's dragging, isn't it? It is dragging. What to consider when throwing a summer party. The number of guests, the invites, and the budget. Essentially, the same things you need to consider when throwing a party in any season. Oh, another tip. I love these tips. They're so unnecessary. It's a good idea to set an end time to your party. I wish I figured that out before I threw my garden party back in 2015, because I've actually still got 3 mates still out there on the lawn with a cold hot dog. It's been 3 years, mate. You can come in. Jeez, I knew I should have set an end time. Okay, yeah, there's the word quinoa again. Here's anyone out there in the council estates that happen to have a garden big enough for your own fucking wigwam. I found the best bit so far. This is the best bit. So there's a double-page spread here about how to make chalkboard signs. I'm not making this up. This is real stuff. I got this in Asda. Fuck me. It's just 2 steps, as you'd imagine. It even says low effort, which is very meta, isn't it? Okay, how to make chalkboard signs. Step 1, decide what you want your sign to say. Good night. Surely deciding what you want to say is just a rule of thumb when writing down anything. Zoe's actually given an example of something you could say here, and she's put, welcome to the garden party. I mean, that's pretty exclusive. You have to be specifically welcoming people to a garden party to be able to use that one. You couldn't be giving your nephew a bar mitzvah or some shit, and it just says, welcome to the garden party. Anyway, so once you've worked out what you want to say, you move on to step 2, which is a bit more tricky, I'll give you that. Use your chalk or chalk pen to sketch out on your chalkboard where you want the letters to go. It basically just says write the sign. Step 1, think of the sign. Step 2, write it. Double page spread, that one. There's more. Okay, so there's a tip at the bottom and it says use different coloured chalk pens. Just a little reminder there that colours exist. Moving on. A double page spread consisting of multiple photos of Nala wearing a party hat. That's summer. And then we move on to autumn. We're getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. Autumn in my house will never go by without an abundance of pumpkin spice. No comment. Autumn to-do list now. Let's see if this varies from the previous 2. I doubt it. I got my doubts. The first thing on the list, actually a good shout, change your bedding. Stock up on wood and kindling if you have a fire. The only fire I've seen round these ways is when a 15-year-old in a Lecoq Sportif tracksuit threw a petrol bomb at Aldi. So that one's not really for me, Zoe. Perhaps one day when I buy my first mansion, I can set fire to my pantry. Imagine that, I'll be ticking all the boxes. Stock up on hot chocolate. Again, another good shout. I love a hot chockey. Make a hedgehog house. I mean, that's a bit niche. Okay, so there's a tip here about Halloween parties, right? And the tip says, leave wipes out for guests who start to rub their hands on their faces. It's better to have these to hand than to be scrubbing off black fingerprints off of your white walls. I mean, it's an alright tip, yeah? It's an alright tip. But because we know what these type of people are like, I can't help but be very, very cynical about this. And in my head, that tip translates to, don't let any of the filthy mudbloods put their grubby little mitts on your Versace wallpaper. I mean, you'll still be able to smell the council estate on it the next morning once they fucked off to collect their dole money. The scrubby little fuckers. Recipe here for soup and toasties. It says the cooking time is 1 hour. Oh, okay, snack bingo! We're gonna go through Zoe's favourite night-in snacks and see how many you'd have at your next night-in party. Okay, pretzels, not for me, but a popular one, sure. Popcorn, classic, defo gonna have a bit of that. Nachos, again, classic. Hummus, oh, fuck's sake, we're ruining it now. Frozen grapes! I've never heard of anyone eating frozen grapes. And if you are in a position in life when you're eating frozen grapes, you're not partying, are you? That's the end of Snack Bingo. Thanks for playing. Okay, time for my favourite season. It's winter. If this is your first time on this channel and you're thinking, fuck me, this is a bit petty, go back and watch the old stuff. You won't be surprised. Okay, so the last to-do list. Winter to-do list. Buy the tackiest Christmas jumper you can find and wear it. Alfie and I just usually jump on WhatsApp and ask Ollie to send us some shit over free of charge. Again, I'm sorry. I made that up. I got carried away. Make and decorate a gingerbread house. Oi, careful. It's strawberry blonde house to you. Dry orange slices for decoration. Again, who's got time to sit there for 45 minutes with a bag of satsumas and a hairdryer like that? Sorry, I thought you said you were taking Nala around. Can't hear you, Alfie. I'm drying off my oranges, mate. Look at the lights on the neighbours' houses. How is that on a to-do list? Look at things, essentially. And like, if we didn't get this book, January would roll round and we'd gone, fuck, I've got to look at stuff. Oh, it gets worse. The next thing says, reflect on your year. So essentially, once you're done looking at things, Think about stuff. Write that down. Remember that. Make a Christmas playlist. Good shout. Encourage kids to buy more shit. The Versace wallpaper still stinks of working class. What? How would they let that in the... That's not in the book, obviously. Again, I'm making shit up. And finally, there's a list of more lively house party games for Xmas. Okay, so here are some of the more lively house party games, alright? Bear this in mind. Lively. These are lively. Bean Boozled. Okay. Never Have I Ever. Lively. Woo! Sounds a hoot rounds Alfies at Christmas, doesn't it? And finally, Boom Boom Balloon. Are you sure this is a list of more lively house party games? Because to me, that just sounds like Alfie's upload schedule for the next month. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. See you later. See you next year, guys. Cheers for the ad rev. Okay, there you go. You've been cordially invited. I actually don't think the book is bad at all, really. Really don't think it's that shit. But having said that, the cynic in me doesn't know if I think it's not shit just because the advent calendar was so shit, it makes that seem less shit. For example, if you get stabbed in the face every single day, but on Sunday you don't, and they just punch you in the face instead, you're gonna think, oh, getting punched in the face is alright, when really it's not. It's still shit, but you're just used to getting stabbed in the face with glitter and cookie cutters. That's my review, I guess. Does that make any sense? Probably not, but that's my review. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Bear in mind, guys, that we're probably not the target market for that book. And it's actually not a bad book, and I will go as far to say, if you've got a little niece or a little nephew that are a big fan of Zoella, then I really think you should actually consider euthanasia. I'm joking, they can have the book. If you know anyone that wants this book, comment down below and I'll send it to you. If you want, I'll sign it and send it to you. She'll hate that. Oh God, see you in a bit, guys. JaackMaate. Boosh.